we're gonna switch gear at this point. We know when there at times like these, there's a risk of actually going on social media and consuming fake news. So definitely we need to guard against that. But let's get a check on what's happening on the streets of social media. Now we have Kelly Giga to give us all of those details. Take it away, Kelly.
Absolutely, Ladi and Ayo. It's indeed a historic day for Nigerians, wherever you're watching from around the world. And that's because this protest, we understand, of course, has started today. But before the protests hit the streets of across the country, the conversation actually began a few days into August 1st. And of course, early hours of today, Nigerians have been speaking all around the world. And let's bring you up to speed with some of those trends. For instance, if we check out on X, or some refer to it as Twitter, let's start with the trends which has been topping the charts for quite some time now, all through today. And let's just see how we can go through those trends. Just before we get into the tweets, please run me through the trends. Let's walk Nigerians and our viewers all around the world as per what we have on the trends on X. Can we quickly have that, if possible, or we can just go quickly to the tweets? All right, fantastic. So there you go. These are the top 5 trends the past few hours, 5-6 hours today. Let's see. Number 1, hashtag end bad governance in Nigeria, and number 2, Happy New Month. Of course, a brand new month. And of course, some network providers have been trending as well. Airtel, MTN as well. 4, there you have hunger, and then 5, enough is enough. So there you go, your top 5 trends the past few hours we have been tracking for you. But let's quickly head now and see what Nigerians are saying, because there are 2 kinds of protesters: the ones on the streets across Nigeria and the ones on the streets or walls of social media, whether X, whether Instagram, whether Facebook. I must say those platforms have been agog. Even on the statuses of our WhatsApp, you know how Nigerians could be with those videos. But let's walk you through some of those tweets as we have them now coming in, and we've been tracking all of them for you. Greatest Ebuka is here. He says, I am in solidarity with Nigerians marching on the streets to hashtag end bad governance in Nigeria. He says the government and all security agencies must respect Nigerians' right to peaceful protests, thoroughly address their demands, and end massive corruption and government waste. At Greatest Ebuka there. The next one here, Helen is also here. Helen Oji, at Helen Oji, she says, we only want things to work. We only want Nigeria to work. Hashtag end bad governance. Let's move on very quickly. We have Sports Doctor 2 here. This one is really very interesting because you can see a picture right under this particular tweet. It says, a woman takes an empty pot along to the hashtag end bad governance protest at the Kudirat Abiola Way here in Ikeja, Lagos. She says, "E don red." That's a common slang in this part of the world. And of course, you see that picture right there. George Babs is also here. It says, but why are the pastors silent at moments like this? This is also another conversation that has been on X for quite some time now. They have been expecting some top clerics or clergymen to come say something about the state of the nation, and that's why George Babs is here. Let's cross over to Gombe State, where First Ladyship is here. She says, Gombe State is not joking. The people are saying, bring back petrol subsidy. I mean, we all know just barely a year ago what that has done to the average Nigerian home, and that's why she has that tweet there. More tweets for you now. Hunger brought me out to protest today in Abuja. We can't continue like this, and our voice must be heard. And then of course he goes there with the hashtag end bad governance protests, and bad governance in Nigeria. We actually have a video of this particular tweet on our social media platform on YouTube, so you can go check him out. Unwa Adaz there, very young Nigerian there, speaking about why he had to go out to join the nationwide protest. Let's get in more tweets very quickly if we can. All right, so Trey is here at United Trey. He says, the people are tired. Enough is enough. And of course, the hashtag is also there as well. Thanks indeed for your tweets, Trey. All right, so Something else has really been on the front burner. The locations for this protest. Remember, here in Lagos, barely 24 hours or 48 hours to today, the nationwide protest, the Lagos state government actually got a court order restricting protests in some areas. And that's why Lekki has been trending as well on X. And that's why this tweet is here from Hope. And Hope says, people should not protest at Lekki toll gate. That place carries symbols of fear, violence, horror, and tragedy. All right, great, we have that now. It says many don't feel comfortable seeing protesters there. All right, so there you go. More tweets. Let's see if we can get more tweets now. All right. Protesters are not bandits. Protesters are not criminals. Protesters are not your problems. I hope your job at the Lekki toll gate today is to protect them and their fundamental human rights. I must say that earlier our correspondent Olu Phillips he has been somewhere around the toll gate, and he had made some reports where some tear gas had been fired to put some pockets of protesters who had tried to gather at the Lekki toll gate. That is really a very significant place for protests. Remember the hashtag, the EndSARS protest 4 years ago, and in 2021 as well, there was that anniversary, which also took another dimension because there was some sort of police brutality. But let's not go there. Let's stay with this particular protest and bring in more tweets now. Francis Ebuka is here. He says, so after all the intimidation tactics, I wonder what this government strategy will be for the next 3 years. Place pro-government protesters on a monthly retainer, deploy police permanently to Lekki. Hunger is a real motivation, he says. All right, Mashoud Ozil is here from Lagos Lekki toll gate. We are the Nigerians, strong and peaceful. We protest. All right, so another location that has been really, has gotten the internet agog has been Ojota. Early hours of today, it was really a ghost city or town, or a ghost area. Some had described it. Our reporter Chris Lems, who had brought us up to speed with how it was early hours of today. But then again, some protesters gathered there at Ojota ground somehow as the hours built into the protest, and that's why. Remember, we also have a court order to restricting protesters not to gather at the Ojota ground. A very, very significant and historic ground. When you refer to protests here in Lagos, when you remember the Occupy Nigeria, for instance, Ojota ground speaks a lot to our memory. But here's Tochi Prince. He says, we are here in Ojota. The hunger is too much. We full ground, he says in Pidgin. More tweets around that area to Computer Village now. Ibukun Aloku says, Computer Village people are out in their numbers, marching to Ojota, and their demands are clear. Nigerians are hungry and they want the government to do better. Something else has gotten the attention of many Nigerians, and that is looting. The government of the day at all levels, the federal and states, have feared that this would perhaps come to play. Remember the EndSARS protests as well, where businesses were shut down. Perhaps the conversation with Ladi and Ayo would speak to that and the economic impact of such nationwide protests. When you gather people after a few days, sometimes looting would, of course, it would nosedive or delve into all of that. But that has started already on day one of the protests. And that's why we have Miniko Gino here speaking on this particular incident which has been reported in Kano State. He says, this is not what we stand for. This is not what we support. This is not how to hashtag end bad governance. Stop the looting and vandalism now. Some other persons has also contributed, lent their voices to condemn this particular action. He's here, a human rights lawyer, an activist himself, a former senator, Senator Shehu Sani. He says, the images and clips of the looting in Kano is unfortunate and condemnable. All efforts must be in place to secure people's lives and properties. Favor Otubasi is also here. Let's quickly bring that in. She says, I thought we agreed that these protests should be peaceful. What are they now looting and hurting innocent citizens' businesses? So there you go. Those are the tweets on looting. Many Nigerians had expected Mr. President to perhaps speak to Nigerians 24 hours to the event or the nationwide protest or today, but he did not do that. But here someone is speaking, his spokesperson, Bayo Ononuga. He's been speaking, and he's also condemned the protest, the looting rather in Kanu. He says protesters are also looting in Kanu, stealing furniture, rice bags, mattresses, and so on. So there you go. The tweets, just before I leave, I understand I'm totally out of time, but some Nigerian celebrities have been speaking. We have just one of such celebrities because I have to run now. DJ Copy is here. If you're familiar with the Nigerian music space, DJ Copy is here, and she has also tweeted. And very interesting tweet, I must say, because it's actually a prayer. DJ Copy says, "Dear Lord, please bless Nigeria with peace, unity, and prosperity. Guide our leaders and protect our people. Let your love and grace fill our nation. Amen." Hashtag in Jesus' name. Well, we never knew that DJ Copy could actually be transitioned from a DJ to a pastor. But there you go. These are your voices on social media. We have them for you, and we'll be tracking them. We'll bring more in the next few hours as the show goes on. Back to you, Ayo and Ladi.
Thank you for that, Kelly. Yeah, at least now we feel the pulse of the streets of social media at this time, and definitely we know that, yeah, there are two kinds of protests, as Kelly said. We have one right there on the streets, and we also have on social media.